Miss Buttles, or Quinning, is having a good time. She loves to climb and jump. Yeah, you do. See, I'm 2 years old. I'm a big girl. She does this all day. Oh, careful. I tell her, careful, all day. Yes, I do. Okay, be careful, sweetie. Okay, be careful. You're so crazy. See, you kind of get used to this. No, no, not you're not doing that though. Oh, come on. Now you lost your passy. Okay, I got it. Oh, here you go. Here, hey. Where are you going next? Where are you going next? You gonna rock? Wee! Big old baby. Big baby. Oh, be careful. Oh, goodness, funny. Be careful. Oh, my goodness. Yes, this girl, you spend a couple minutes with her, you're going to be exhausted. But I'm pretty used to this. It's just, I mean, obviously. But all day, my sweet baby is... Yeah, you're about ready for your nap now, aren't you? You have so much fun playing. And put you back in your crib. Now where are we going, Quinnet? No, now what? Now what? You just want to look at my shoes? Yeah, no surprise. Okay, now what? What? Are you ready for your nap yet? I swear, I need a nap. I need a nap. Quinnet, it's nap time. Come on. It's time for nap. Nap time. Okay, stop messing with my shoes, please. I'm too tired for this. Come on. Are you going to play or are you ready for your nap now? Are you ready for your nap? No, don't tickle my shoe. Okay, what are you doing? You ready for nap now, right? Ready for nap. She's wearing her shoes until finally she started taking them off, but she had them on for a while. These joints, and when we actually go somewhere again, she can wear these. But lucky for us, we get to go to eviction court on January 22nd, so that'll be fun. Well, she doesn't have to go. I have to go. But yeah. Anyways, I got this living room looking freaking nice. Come on, stop trying to tickle my feet. Stop. I know my couch looks crazy, but it has issues. Honestly, I'm not. I won't mind moving because of the issues with this house, which I don't even want to talk about right now. But if you know, then you know about, it really, some people shouldn't be landlords, but some people also shouldn't have kids and whatever. My parents had me, and it is what it is, Look at you, though. You are crazy. You're having such a good time. You always have a great time all day, every day. Okay, leave my freaking shoes alone. Okay, don't tickle my feet. I'm too tired for this stuff. It's nap time. We both need a nap. I don't really take naps during the day all like that, but today I'm just like, yeah, I definitely could use a nap. When she takes her nap, I'm going to try to take a nap. Yes. Oh, I got to press play. So I just wanted to show the baby playing and how cute she is and how big you're getting. I've been watching some stuff with Gypsy Rose today.
I feel like that is something that needs to be worked on in the justice system.
Anyway, let me pause this. I'll get back to my show, but so yeah. I don't really have much to say right now. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I don't know. That's all I can say. Like, there wasn't really a lot of encouragement for me to do anything. There wasn't like, oh, you're doing great at this, or you could do this, or whatever. The only thing I can say in the last couple of years, my father would joke about, oh, me being a millionaire or something, or when are you going to get me those $1 million or something, and like, but other than that, I never really got a lot of, that just shows that, like, I'm awesome, but it doesn't mean that's, some people are very manipulative. I didn't want to, like, come on here like this, but I did want to show off my bubble braid. It's called a bubble braid. It's very easy. It's not, obviously, it's not really a braid. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. You could call it that because that's what it's called. It's just sections, like, but it's one section on my head. I could have done a bunch of bubble braids, which I think I might sometime, or I'll do that with my daughters because they don't really want to sit and get their head braided, but they could sit for that, and then it would be easy to take it out too. So I'm just going to say this because I just have to say this to get this off my chest. So, like, I have disabilities. No, I don't get disability. I've been trying to get disability. It is a process, especially for adults. It's a longer, more of a process. But because basically, in order for me to move forward and to sort out my life, I have to be honest. And I really don't give a fuck. Like, I can't feel sorry for people. Like, the fact that I have to speak on the truth about shit. All I'm saying is this, that yes, I was neglected. I'm a whole adult, I'm 41, but it's just so bad that it's one thing to be treated like shit. If you allow somebody to do bad, you're enabling them. My parents, they had their dynamic, and with my sister, and it was just all like they enabled each other to treat me like shit. And it was mostly my mother's encouragement, but they still all had each other's back through all of that. But yeah, they can have this shitty house, I guess, even though it's supposed to be put in a trust for me and whatever someday or whatever, however that even works. But going back, can you please stop that? Stop that! Hey! Stop. Thank you. Because I'll put you in your crib because it's about to be nap time, right? Anyways, like I said, I'm tired. Like, I can take care of my kids just fine, and they're great, and I love them, and they bring me a lot of joy. Being tired and stuff as a parent sometimes is normal, and you just take care of yourself, and you rest when you can and stuff. I know that stool looks crazy, but whatever. You okay? This girl has a good time. Anyway, but yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, like, about, like, I said this before about cutting the cord, like, with my parents, like, my mother, like, the craziness, they just, so many times they did things to, like, mess me up, and I don't even want to get into it, so it's too much. It's all of this is intense. If you think about it's intense for you to hear this shit, just think about what I've had to go through. And people don't think about that. They don't want to put themselves in somebody else's shoes. But that's the reality. And when I speak like that, you have no choice but to, face the facts. I don't want to have to be like this, but the fact of the matter is they need to leave me alone. Like, they try to set me up for failure, and this is why, like, I have to talk about this, because, like, in order to get help or something, I guess, or to at least make sure that the law, the authorities, the police take this seriously and make sure they leave me alone. Yes, you're having a great time. I mean, she gets her good exercise, she has a great time, and then she has a good nap and stuff. So for an update, I don't know. I was told they were supposed to take the car out of the garage. Did I check the garage and see if no, because I don't really, like, that's not something for me to worry about. It's, even as far as putting stuff in the garage, is like, well, I'm trying to move anyways. And do I think you might mess with my shit? Yeah, you probably would. You probably have. I don't really have a lot of shit to fuck with, but the whole point is they managed to do all of that. Like, sorry, it was cutting out, but yeah, I'm just trying to manage and take care of things I have to take care of. It's you got one of your Paw Patrols. Which one is that again? That's Chase, right? And Sky is over there. The thing is, though, with the stuffed animal, she doesn't have that, like, that poodle hair. Like on TV, that's the poodle hair. You can't see her right now, but if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. Why are you eating, Chase? Huh? Why are you always eating, chewing on everything? Huh, kitty? Winning is winning. Such a sweet baby girl rocking the world. Winning is winning. Wee! Whoop! There we go. This is what she do. She's definitely very strong. She loves to play. And when Malachi, my oldest, energy just like her, and strong and stuff as well. But she's a little bottle, but she's getting big every day. And I've tried to have her use the potty, but she has not went yet. Obviously she doesn't sit up there. That's why it's up there. She doesn't like to use her little thing for the chair either. That's why that's up there. Kids are funny. Like, they have their things they like and they don't like, and it's the same thing with food and all of that stuff. But so anyway, I'm just trying to find a house. The only point I'm trying to really make at this point is, like, my parents literally went out of their way so many times to set me up for failure. Like, they literally went out of their way. Who buys a house to make it look like they're gonna help their child, and then they take it away twice? Actually, more than that, because honestly, like, years ago, I took care of my uncle, my mother's brother, Uncle Charlie, and, like, he owned his house, okay? And he had disability, he had money. I was paid to take care of him. This was for, like, a few years and stuff. And I did it my whole pregnancy of my twins. But because I had my twins early, and I told my parents, I told them, because my mother was the power of attorney over Uncle Charlie, but I told them, I'm gonna end up having the twins early. It's just how it works with twins. They're very concerned and they want to make sure they're healthy. And but did they listen? No. And sure enough, I had them at 31 weeks, and well, now they're 13, but my kids had to miss out on a lot because of my parents' mistakes with setting me up and the stupid shit. And then, like they have Megan as their minion. Then they got Megan's husband is like, he's like the son they never had, but like even his shadow cast over my sister now. It's kind of, I'm not really laughing at that. The point is, it's sad. Like, I'm aware that she's not really that, she's supposed to be the golden child, but there's two of us, you know what I mean? But it's really like, oh, you can be, like, I always got those competition vibes anyways. It was never like it's really like, who wants to kiss their parents' ass so that they can shine? How much more are you going to do that? Do you want to be in competition? And those was never interests for me. It's like, I can show you like, oh, look at my accomplishments, and you could be like, oh, congratulations. But there never really was a congratulations. There never was a celebration. They, besides stopping me with my education and messing with me and my education and stuff, having me move when I was like doing great in college. I was in a sorry, it's cutting out again. But yeah, this was when I was young, because I'm 41, but this is when I was 19, 20, like I went to ECC. It was weird the way I had to leave school over a student ID, or so I thought it was about the student loans, but it really kind of was, or I don't know, like, but again, my son has had issues trying to get his certificate. He actually completed the program, but he did not receive the certificate. This is the same school, ECC City downtown. So he was told he had to like register for school again just to receive the certificate, like to get it in his hand. Somebody said to try to have them mail it to you. Even the lady at the building, because I know I checked, like I was excited. I'm like, oh, okay, good. Because it took a while to make sure that everything was paid, and it was paid, and I'm like, oh, okay, great. And she said, oh yeah, you should be right. You should be able to go right over there and pick it up. So the other side, that's when they said about all of that. It just sounds like a load of crap. But again, considering the past, do I want to go down there and be involved in that? I already had an issue one time when I went down there with my son. But that's why I don't want to. It's like, I'm not going to let people intimidate me or try to put fear in my heart when I'm not doing anything wrong, but especially my parents. Okay. And everybody needs to understand that dynamic, that people want to scare you into doing things. I understand the need for societal norms to not be like dismantled over, like just have people go nuts and raging and stuff. I understand all of that, but why would you let people mess with normal things like that they shouldn't mess with? And it's just to like make stagnant, to stop growth. Like, you can't stop my children though. Look at my kids. They're smart, they're happy, they are full of life, and you gotta stop chewing on everything. I know. I don't need to be judged by my mother, my sister, my father, Paul, whoever. I don't need that. Like, but I don't care. Like, I just don't need to be bothered. My point is that I am looking for a house, obviously, but it's not easy. I'm trying to make sure everything is situated financially which again, these people did not give a shit about any of that, but they're all up each other's damn asses, damn near like supporting each other, like they're all attached at the hip. Anyway, I'm sorry, I was cutting off again. I cannot tolerate abuse on any level. There, you have normal family fights. This is not that at all. I'm the black sheep, or another word would be scapegoat. I think that the reason I'm gonna look this up real quick because it's bothering me. The term black sheep, it sounds racist, but doesn't it? I mean, I just want to know. Anyways, like I said, scapegoat. The term scapegoat is like putting blame on. It just means like blaming I mean, that's what it is. I get all of their fucking shitty ass feelings and insecurities or whatever just pushed on me. But the thing is, like, if it doesn't match, it doesn't match. Like, and the more I've went through this journey of mental health, learning about mental health stuff since 2010, I mean, I've actually had. Sorry, it was cutting out again. All right. Black sheep. Black sheep meaning. Okay, we'll just see what it says. I mean, I know what it is. It says a member of a family or group who is regarded as a disgrace to it. It says Michael's younger brother was the black sheep of the family. That's actually on here. It's just an example. It says a black sheep personality metaphorically describes someone who is an outcast or doesn't fit in with their family or group, often seen as rebellious, different, or even an embarrassment, stemming from contrasting values, life choices, or emotional intensity compared to the norm, but can also indicate strong-willed, empathetic, that means like understanding of, like I am empathetic, and justice-seeking traits, challenging dysfunction. Yeah, that's true, because I don't want to sit here and blame my mother for her family's dysfunction, but it just seems like she definitely kind of enabled that, because I don't know. I mean, she managed to go to school and stuff like that, and then whatever. I don't know. It's her they shouldn't look so trashy, but anyways, she looks trashy too. It's all trashy. Honestly, it's not about money. I don't think that. I just know what I know, okay? What I see, what I was around or not around. That's all I'm gonna say. Is there's a big difference between my mother's family and my dad's family, like their sides. And I do believe what I could see, which is people died and they died too young. And I do believe that, anyways, yeah. If they wasn't trying to kill me, then what the hell is that? It was just so much bad pushed onto me, forced onto me, into my life. It's one thing to not help your kids as they get older, but don't like literally set them up for failure, ripping. I do think that I do believe my Uncle Charlie could have had a longer life and could have enjoyed his home longer, considering that he was good to their sister. It's just too much selfishness. I'll just say that. All Uncle Charlie's siblings is very selfish because they didn't give a shit about him, and they didn't give a shit about each other. And just like they don't give a shit about me, they don't give a shit about. They barely care about their kids or whatever. It's if I'm wrong, then fucking come and talk to me and tell me otherwise. Um, some of my cousins know where I live. One cousin is just, her life was destroyed. Like I said, I want to help her and get her kids, like, because she asked me to, but I don't really know what's going on. I have had to focus on all of this stupid shit. It's hard to get a contact number with like workers regarding this situation, and or it's hard also to get petitions done correctly, because if it's not emergency situations, then they kind of throw this stuff out, and they, like, when it comes to court again, like, the truth is out now that I'm not a fucking monster or something, but you know, like, I don't think anybody ever really believed I was that, but it's, at least you see, like, I'm transparent about this. Like, in 2010, I was gonna go to, anyways, they know what they did, but when I had to take, that's the point, like, orders of protection and all that have to be really instilled. Like, it was already done before I put orders of protection on them. My crazy parents and sister and her husband. I'm just gonna say this. My sister was married 3 times, and her first marriage was like she eloped, like ran off or whatever. She was only young. Her second one, though, I was made to not feel welcome, and so I only went because my cousin, it was her, she asked her father, can we go and get Chelsea and bring her there? And so I was there for a little bit, but it was like I missed mostly of the whole thing. Oh my goodness, you're okay. All right, that's enough. You're tired. Sorry about that. It's okay. Yeah. Hold on. So I'm gonna take my nap. Oh, excuse me. I'm not trying to be rude. if anybody has a baby or kid and you're trying to put them to sleep at night and stuff, shushy by the shushy by dream bands. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, but yeah, so all of this can be kind of tiring. And then again, if you've been watching this, these people come around and stalk me. Mostly it's just my sister or her husband, but they sneak and creep around downstairs. I don't know what the hell they do. Like, it's just weird. And again, it's one thing to think or believe they just want me out so they can make money off this house, but that's not even the case. Like, it's just about trying to ruin me. That's what it really comes down to. But it's worse than that because, my neighbor had to be put in the middle of, like there was a leak, it wasn't fixed. So she moved, and then 2 months later, the ceiling downstairs caved in. And then that's when they fixed the leak. And then because they was mad, because like it happened like that, even though it's their fault, and they knew what they were doing because they let the leak happen for years. I mean, I have text messages to prove it from my neighbor, and I was so nice to her and tried to help her. But I'm not a plumber. I don't own the house or whatever. So there wasn't really shit I could do. I could just try to have everybody, like, it wasn't like people getting water on the floor. But that's how they acted about, like, it's just like, I could say they was acting dumb, but it's not really an act. Like, they know what they're doing, but it's just dumb behavior. Just refusing to do what they're supposed to do. It is, like, serious. It is very, like, a mentally ill situation, but yet my mother would push her mental illness on me, like, the whole projectile thing, say stuff about me, but she has no background in, like, mental health awareness, treatment, or anything. Plus, she's an alcoholic, and I don't know that they've ever stopped drinking for more than a few days or something, like, in a long time, like my whole life. And yeah, I'll be 42 in February. So. Again, I have to say all this just to protect my peace because, like, it's very hard to live like this. And it's entertainment for them, apparently, but it's fucking stupid. It's a stupid and dangerous addiction for them to have, to black sheep me or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's not something I can choose or just take off easily, like take off a cloak or a robe or whatever, like, or the hoodie, like a hoodie. It's not. They're the ones with the problem. I just got more and more tired of it, and I don't want that for my children. It's the same thing, like, if you ever went through domestic violence and you make the choice that you don't want to be in that, or you're able to escape it by a miracle or whatever, then you put your foot down. You don't want your kids, like, in two situations. That was with my exes. Like, the first one, yeah, he had issues and cheating and all that, and yeah, he still battles alcohol issues, but we co-parent and we get along. That's been overdone with for 13 years since the twins were little. But again, we co-parent. but I had jumped in a relationship right from after leaving him. I mean, it was like 6 months or so after, because I let him live with me for 6 months, sleeping on the couch, and then I'm just, we couldn't live together. It's just, when it's over, it's over. So after that, yeah, I it was more about, like, that's why I said, if you can't enable people, allow, like, you have to have boundaries with anybody and everybody. If you know what they are and it's important, then that's what it is. Like I said, about, it was just that when I was still with when I was with Isaac from leaving James and stuff. So that was way back when, a long time ago, but it was cool to, like, have a new relationship, but it happened too fast. He was there, and then everybody was mad and jealous. My ex, uh, my parents, my sister, whatever, they did things to make problems, and it's just, racism does play its part too. They did things, and then how are you going to have a black man caught up in the middle of that? I just have to say that I do think that James would like to move on with his life and not be a part of that dynamic, because he has his own life. He has a wife, and I mean, they basically, like, that girl is not going anywhere. She, you know what I mean? And she's a very good woman to him, to my daughters. Um, her father supports them all, and like, I'm just saying, not literally, like, they all got their own fucking money. I'm just saying, like, that's how family's supposed to be. Like, just look out and not be weird. I've always been treated like a dog they didn't want. I'm just gonna say this because I have to say it. I had a dog named Sadie, and they chained her to the freaking coffee table. This is when I was a child. I got her when I was like 11, but so I'd come home from school, and she'd be chained to the coffee table with her little dog bed, and so I would let her outside, and she could run in the yard. And when I was there, sorry, it's cutting out again. And I know I got to put my Christmas shit away. I understand that. But yeah, all this stuff is stressful. And it does help to talk about this, because if I could have just had it, PTSD is already hard enough. It's post-traumatic stress disorder, right? So that's like after. Post means after. The word pre is like before something. So obviously in life you want to try to avoid problems by being proactive ahead of time, doing things, fixing problems as they come in. Don't sit on it and just let it get worse. But my parents were always like that, where they didn't want to focus on problems right away. And anyways, I'm sure when it's their, whatever, they prioritize what they want to prioritize for themselves and each other. Because as long as they are all going to help each other out or something, I don't know. And I don't care, because it doesn't, like, they have nothing they want to give to me. And all I'm going to say, I'm just saying this, like, when I got tired of this a few years ago, and I was just like, fuck you, in a text, when I got a fucking fake love bombing text. And then that was it. And I was putting my foot down and telling them to get out of my house, and I yelled at them and shit like that. Never got any apologies or anything. And then it's just more fake shit from there. And the point is that May 5th, 2025, the family court judge said that to end the relationship, to what the hell? I have a fucking, yeah, that's just great. That's what I'm saying. There's been they've been coming in this house and like doing things to harm me between the fiberglass in the attic, and there's like dust mites and shit. I don't have roaches, but I'm aware that there were times where when they would come around to do repairs, like when my neighbor was still living downstairs, that would happen where she would see one or I would see one and kill it, but that would be it. And it's always like that where there's never any. If anybody who's ever had roaches, you understand how that works. You either really have them or you don't. That's really how it is. And I clean every day, I sweep and stuff. I just know that they got issues, and I think that they are in denial of their issues, and then they bring bugs over to our house. My sister gave my cat fleas, okay? So any other bugs or harming things that could harm somebody coming into my house, I'm fully aware that that's where they're coming from, because all I do is clean. I don't go anywhere. I have no fucking life because of these assholes. I'm not going to say I couldn't, but I need to rest, and I need to, I have to be at my best, and I'm not going to just go out in the world, be exhausted, and if I'm not feeling great, I'm not going to go out in the world and then look for people that are feeling shitty to argue with. I don't want that, for one thing. I'm not going to, even if I come across people like that. I see it, people arguing with each other, cussing each other out. That's their business. It's not mine. I'm minding my own fucking business, okay? Obviously, I have enough of that to worry about right now, is like this house situation, everything. I just want to make sure I get out of this fucking house and have a better life. But when I do move, then they need to not bother me anymore. And the point is that they have stalked me. I have proof of it. And it's not just me saying things or having proof. It's other people know this and see the proof. And it's already been so terrible the way they conducted themselves and the way they do all this shit to bother me. But now, we're going to go to eviction court again. And that's just great, you know. Again, I'll just say this. In September, when my neighbor moved because she was tired, she had wanted her carpet ripped out because she mysteriously got fucking bugs in her house. And again, I believe that it came from the management, them. And she asked for them to take her carpet out, and they wouldn't. As soon as she moved out, it was the same month in September. It was like around the 20th or something. I took pictures. They ripped out the carpet. It looked very nice, and she was pissed because, like, my neighbor, I told her, like, yeah, she already had moved, but I wanted to be honest with her. I'm like, yeah, this is fucked up. I'm sorry, it looked so nice. But then 2 months later, because of the neglect of the leak, sorry, it was coming out again. So again, what I'm saying is it looked so nice, and then it didn't because of their neglect. But also, besides the neglect, so they fixed the leak. That's great, but then what? There's like piles of wood and stuff in there, and bags of wood, and it's just sitting there. And then they go and bring cars in the middle of the night to intimidate me. They was hiding, like, smoking a bunch of cigarettes. And yes, I do believe that Megan brought her abandoned buffalo friends in the basement or wherever down there smoking, because it was very, very strong. Like like somebody's at the stadium with Dave Chappelle or some shit. Because, well, I'm just saying, it was like, it's like being at a concert or so. It was like so much cigarette smoke, I could smell it. And I did a video, and I was like, I'm like, oh, you know. So again, like, what the hell is going on? But nobody cares about these people and their mental health, and like that they are abusive narcissists, like and again, this is me protecting my peace, because there's the thought of how it sounds, protecting your peace, keeping yourself safe and stuff, but also it's just, that's part of their whole thing, trying to induce psychosis and mess with your head. Like, why? Just because I'm not the same as you, I don't have to, I don't feel the need to be like, look at me. Like, I can do that I can let my own accomplishments speak for themselves, for itself or whatever, which means whatever I do and stuff is on social media and stuff, like my music and everything, like that's just me doing what, like anybody else, oh, everybody else can live and have social media, right? But not me. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. But that's how they just want to like demonize me, but they're the true demons, and that's the reality. Because I'm right here with God. Like, I'm not here fucking up. This is not what I'm trying to do in life. I was always like, I always learned what is right. And again, about enabling or allowing people, nah, fuck all of that. I noticed that the more I fell on hard times or I was on my own, it wasn't even an issue so much as just that the only thing I can say is having two relationships that were like both, like in my past, I'm talking about that when I was with James and then was with Isaac, both of those relationships became, abuse had came in because I believe, because it's like I had no family support. It's not just that, but being attacked, that's hard too. As far as like with Isaac, it's like you start in a relationship and then everything is taken away. And then he literally had to take care of me and stuff during those years. It was rough. So that's my point on that. But so when I left, like, I had to do time in 2016 over old welfare fraud charges. It was in 2009. They told me they wasn't going to charge me, and then they charged me in 2013. I was on probation. I managed to do that for 2.5 years, but because of my life being such shit, you know, it was not great. If I don't know that I would have got out of that abusive relationship as easily as I did if I didn't go to jail at the time. So doing that allowed me to cut the relationship loose. Like, I had nothing else to offer this man. Not that he was like, but I had to keep that control moving forward at the same time. Like, you can't, like, you know, the whole enabler thing, you can't allow it. Just make sure everything's okay. So anyway, but yeah, it gets annoying, for me and my children to have to go through this. Like, I want us to have lives again. We used to, you know. So 2016, you know, it was rough when I had got out of jail. I was there from March to September. And then okay, so anyways, I never had any of those problems with Quentin. Like, we didn't jump into a relationship. We was friends, but, you know, we had our little benefits too. The thing is, we're both emotionally intelligent enough to recognize that we needed to sort through our lives. Just, we both wanted to have stability, and it's just respect on that. Like, we both understood that we just wanted to have stability and enjoy our lives and stuff. I was there for him in 2017 with, I got this house in 2017, but he needed my help. I let him put a bunch of stuff in my house because, you know, like I said, hard times. It's just, I don't have to say everybody's business, you know, but again, I never had any problems with abuse or anything with him or from him. He was always just so great with my kids. Never laid a finger on or touched that. Like, nothing. Like, my sister tried to lie and say something about Quentin, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I just found this out not that long ago, but that's how much drama there's been for years now that I didn't know about that till more recently because my son told me. Yeah, so I'm like, what? But it's not like he was trying to hide that from me. It's just, again, the more when you're going through trauma and it messes with your head, and then it messes with your memory and stuff. But when you let that shit go and you protect your peace and move on with your life, and you really got to ignore these people, but you got to protect your peace too. And like this, they messed with my water in the past too. Yeah, it's just a lot. Anyways, so I, you know, I had my baby in 2023, and it's just, it'd be nice that Q could be there. And I named my baby after him because he's such a great friend, and our relationship has developed more now, or has over the last few years, but it's like we're not even really around each other like we should be. And it's really fucked up, and it's all because my insane parents made a fake eviction for them. If it's just you don't want all this furniture in here, that's one thing. Like, it's just everything could have been handled differently. And if that wasn't bad enough, then, like, it was all done the way it was done to push me away as well. It's like, I don't need their money. I have it. It's not like I get anything from them. It's not like they ever really poured into me, or like they never really did much for me. Not like most people do for their kids, or just a little bit goes a long way. And the little bit here, the little bit there, but I never got any of that. And they know that. And I'm sorry, you dumbass bitch, Eileen. I'm just going to say this because I know you watch my shit. You made that clear. She found a way to let me know, believe me. I want you to understand this, that you could have like talked to me if you thought I was making mistakes and stuff throughout life. You just chose to sit there and not do anything, not teach me shit, and let me learn everything on my own. And that's fine, but I'm just letting you know as a mother, and that's what it is like, sometimes it might seem mean when you have to talk to your kids, But you want to teach them. That's the point. You want to teach them. You teach them, and those moments of what seems like being mean is not when you teach them so they can not go through those troubles with others or have to depend on strangers and stuff. But again, my parents' issues is that they look at their own lives, and because they felt like their parents were poor and they didn't get so much but so much, that I shouldn't either, I guess. But they still, everything that maybe they could have shared with me, they gave it all to my sister. And I'm not saying it was that much. I don't think she really gets much, as I explained earlier about her husband. Like, he came into the situation in 2016, and just like her with her other husbands, and just jumped into the situations and married them right away and stuff. But yeah, I didn't even, my understanding, they got married in the South, and I don't know where they went to the South, like, because I live in Buffalo, New York, so I'm in New York, obviously, is, the North, and like, whatever. I've been in the South in over 20 years ago or whatever, and it's beautiful, but that's not the point. We went to visit my grandparents. They used to go there for the whole winter, and honestly, I think my parents should just fucking move away and enjoy life somewhere else, because I don't want shit to do with them. My kids don't want shit to do with them. I really don't think that anybody would really miss them. Like, I can't think of one person that would miss them, unless they just have whatever fake platonic friendships that they have out there. Not even platonic, weird, creepy things. Who knows? It's just that I wouldn't be surprised if some nice people were conned, because they never really got to see Eileen or Carl on a deeper level. But again, it was never my intention to badmouth them and make them look bad. I'm tired, because this is exhausting. And it's, like, I've done a hell of a job of keeping my kids happy, but it is affecting them now. I'm not saying anything I'm doing wrong, because I'm the one trying to hold it together. So yeah, there's like a fucking ice storm outside. I can hear it. I don't know what's going on, but again, I didn't want to have to do this, but I knew I needed to do this, because it's exhausting. Like I said, it's tired. It's not cool. And I'll get back to my resources, or trying to find that, But all that we're lucky enough, if like people, if the resources are available, if people give a shit. I'm just going to say this right here and now. Eileen and Carol, you are going to be found guilty of fraud. You know what I'm saying? That letter that was supposed to be from the Wrath building that you guys wrote, and it's Carl's handwriting on the envelope. I have a million other letters for eviction. Well, not a million, but a lot. Like 100 fucking letters since before September, from however long all this eviction stuff has been going on. But it's all his handwriting and sent to me. And then the same thing that's supposed to be from the county, it's his handwriting on the front, and then the letter inside is insane. This bitch is trying to tell, like, I know my mother's insanity, And again, I was talking earlier about how she projects her mental health issues onto me. So that just means that she's going around saying I have mental health issues, but in reality, she's the one who has mental health issues. And she's never gotten any treatment for them. And she just whines and complains and does hurtful things, not only to me, but to others. She just uses people like a chess piece or whatever. And if once you don't have shit to offer, then that's it. But I don't want to be bothered. It's not a voluntary thing. She uses people like slaves. She thinks people are her property. This is how she is. Even with Megan, and that's especially with Megan, I'm not feeling sorry for you, Megan, but in a little bit of time, a little tiny bit, but not really, because you could have been cool. I showed you that you know what I mean? I'm not here to hurt you, but you want to play that game, so you're part of that dynamic, and I have to shut your ass down, just like your parents. They're your parents. They don't act like they're my parents, except that they want to control me and basically destroy me, which is wrong. You're not supposed to do that to your kids, and you're not supposed to just go around destroying people. So all I'm doing here is, like I said, the protecting my peace stuff. This is about my children, though. Yeah, I deserve better. And it's impossible to have an actual relationship under these circumstances. And me and Quinn knew that when we started spending more time together in 2017. And we spent a good amount of time together. He was a stable force in my life from 2017 to 2023. And, you know, him and his brother are good people, and his brother was, was cool too. They look out for each other, and they were never a burden for me, and it's just something wrong. Like, it's something wrong it's one thing they made me look bad, but they hurt other people, too many other people, and that's not right. That people have to feel like they gotta stay away from me because they don't want to be messed with, like, by my parents or my sister and stuff. Like, what the fuck is that? Also, I have paperwork. We have paperwork, the proof that they've been hacking my insurance. It shows dates and all this stuff. So all this stuff can go to eviction court with me. And we'll see what the judge has to say about all that. There's no surprises here on my end. So it is what it is. You're lucky I'm not. I mean, I could, but it's no surprise when you know what you're doing. You knew what you did years and years ago, and then you keep doing it. You see, I'm good. I kept going and stayed strong, got more stronger, more determined. But I was always a good parent, and I always took it seriously. And everything would have been just fine in 2010 if they didn't try to manipulate my life. But again, they did that several times since then, and it affected my children through time and everything. But then I rescued my son. You guys really don't want me to talk about this. I don't want to talk about people's kids. I feel like my sister let at least one of her children down. I don't know. I don't want to say one of them is the golden child and one isn't, or I don't know, because then her husband has kids as well. I'm not going to bring all of them into this mess, but let's just say somebody abused my son. One of my sister's children abused. Yeah, see, this is hard because then it makes it look like one of the other kids did it. He knows who he is. How about that? We all know who he is. You guys really need to move forward with your fucking lives. I don't want to do this, but I'm tired. My child was hurt because of this stuff. He had to go to a hospital because of this stuff. That was way back when. And what happened, I rescued him from all of that. I was there as a parent, supposed to be there, but I just remember in 2016, he came to me and his father and told us about this situation where this other child molested him. So, do we still want to keep doing this? Do we? Because, yeah. So, anyways, my sister put my son in the hospital, and then I was there like all the time. He was there for 3 months. Then he went to an RTF, which is like it's like a group home. I was there all the time as well. And I always spoiled him and stuff. And we made the most out of all of that. We had fun, you know. I brought them toys and snacks and all, like, you know, my girls would come with me, and through all of this shit over the years, I tried to make things fun for the kids. It's just like there would be something stupid, and then and then it would be like that was the normal for my parents, like so that they could feel better about themselves or something. But I got more and more tired, and that's why my sister gave up that pursuit too, because she thought she was going to take my son to the hospital and they were going to fix him and he would get to go back home to that. No, it doesn't work like that when a child is violated like that. But I think she didn't understand that, and probably, I don't know if she ever will understand, and hopefully she won't have to be responsible for anybody else's more kids. And I hope her kids don't have any kids anytime soon or anything. I feel like it was really bad the way my parents did not really